Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Newneo and let's get right to it. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. I had my Twitch stream of World of Warcraft on the other night and thought why not record it and do a little overtalk over the bosses on hardcore here in the Emerald Nightmare on my YouTube channel. So let's start with this ad pack here in front of Newneo. It's basically just a training exercise for the boss, because you get the unstable corruption that you need to run out of the group of. That's basically like the rot she will do later on. And you also have the larvas and worms on the ground that you need to avoid. That's the same thing that she does in phase 2. So basically it's a little bit of a trial run for her if you do it the first time. We as a group have done this lots of times, so it's pretty standard, pretty basic. Gonna just run through this. We only had one little hiccup here with the ads, and that's gonna come up in a few seconds. It was a little pull mishappen or mismatch. There, as you can see, we get this one ad running here and killing it, and there's the second one coming in the back. So now we've pulled two of those. Shouldn't be a problem, it's only hardcore Emerald Nightmare, so what can go wrong? Well, what can go wrong is that the third one is going through her and adding here too. Now we've basically got three of those ads on us at the same time. It was a little unnerving at the moment, but as you can see, it worked out pretty good. You can see on the left the hit points of all our raid members. It was a pretty ride, going up down here, but it worked nonetheless, and I believe nobody died. So all in all, we can pull three of them on hardcore and no one dies. But normally you should only do one at a time, make it easy, because this is the start of the raid, going smooth, going easy. And once those are down, you can position yourself for the boss. We are doing a tactic whereby each of we split up basically two groups. One is standing left of the boss, one is standing right to the boss. There you can see it, I'm in the left group here, and the tanks and melees are at the boss, of course. So this lets us be a little bit more flexible, because her breath is always targeting one guy in the raid and then you have to run. And with a tactic like this, only one group of us has to run, because the breath will either go left or right, or if it's targeting melee, it will go to the front. So you either have to run not at all, or just half the raid has to run. And I'm sorry about the audio setting out, because through this boss I've been talking on Twitch a little and I cut these parts out. And there we've got our rot here. That's basically the thing that you need to avoid, get out of it there, and put on the edge of the map here. Because these rots do quite a lot of damage, and when she's in phase 2, after she did her exhale breath 2 times, she's gonna put all those areas, she's gonna pull all those areas back to her again, and you need to avoid them. So you need to make sure that there are a few patches left that you can stay or run through in phase 2 when she's lying on the ground and pulling all those patches back to her, which will happen pretty soon. There you see the breath is going on the other side, so we can just keep standing here and doing damage. In the beginning we did it with only one pack, where we went around her when the breath was coming, but there were a few phases when no one did damage, so basically that was bad. And now I tried to get over there. As you saw, I got a little too close to one of these pools that she was pulling, and it did some damage. On hardcore that's not a problem, because the debuff from these things that stacks is gonna be reset after this phase. But on mythic that we're gonna try pretty soon, it's a little bit different. But I'll be doing an extra video for mythic once we get to it. For now it's just this heroic. And now it's basically the same thing again. Phase 1, do damage on her as much as possible. If you get the rod, run away from her. As you see here, she just loves me with this rod, so I'm going down here, wait until it runs out, and then run back in and start doing damage again. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Newneo here. In phase 2 you've also got the little larvas and worms that you need to watch out for. As you can see now, the breath was on us, so we moved a little bit to the inside so she didn't hit us. And also, when some of your teammates have the rod, try to stay out of their path where they're running, because the rod is doing explosions before it's putting the pool on the ground. And as you can see here, this rod is growing a little bit. So it grew towards me, so I had to move because I was standing inside it. That's also something you have to watch out for. Or maybe there was a second pool coming here. I don't know exactly why, but for some reason, first I wasn't standing in it, and then I was standing in it without another person with the rod being there. So I think the pools grow a little bit or multiply in this phase. And she's in phase 2, pulling those again. I was able to pull up a nice area view of this. As you can see, she's pulling it in phases, so you need to be very careful where you stand and where you can run. And basically she's already nearly down, so I don't have to talk any more tactics. There's nothing more to her, you just need to be careful about those things. And that's the stuff as a damage dealer. I can't speak how it's as a healer or a tank, because I don't play those classes in raids, so I'm not even gonna try to do that. I'm just gonna show you the viewpoint of a range damage dealer. This is my warlock. So she's nearly down, and then we're gonna go off to the next boss. I'm not gonna show you the whole way because it would be pretty boring. I'm just gonna show you the bosses. And I split it up that one video is always 2 bosses. So next one here is Ursok on hardcore, and we're already pulling here. This tactic is, I don't know if it's different or good or the normal one. We just play like that on hardcore. We pull the boss to the back, we've got our little disco lights set up in the middle, and whenever he charges, 2 of our groups move into the disco. First group 1-3, then 2-4, or another. Yeah, you can split it up as however you like, but that's basically what we do. So when this happens, I run in there, and he should run through me, but for some reason the guy that had him on me here went a little bit to the side, so not all of us got the rod, and it was a little bit confusing. For some reason we went really well. Yeah, we were just a little bit off on this boss. And on hardcore now, different to normal mode, he's leaving these patches and these shades of himself on the ground, so you have to kite him around the arena. It's, well, not really a nice thing to do, because, well, as you can see, it's just a big kite fight, and we all need to move. That means a few seconds where we can't do damage if we don't have any abilities that we can use while running, like the warlock with his AoE damage or some other things. But there are some who really can't do damage or heal properly while we're moving. So that's it. But yeah, as you can see, I had to move a few meters here without being able to do anything. But it's pretty much smooth sailing from here on out. As you can see, we just kite him around the outside, and whenever one is fixated with his stare that he's gonna charge him, run into the disco and out on the other side as far as possible. And the other groups that are that don't have a debuff at this time, run also towards this code to absorb the damage, because otherwise he would be killing us. Yeah, there's one with the view now. They're going inside. I waited here. I messed up a little bit with the wait here, because first I was in the one group, then in the other one. So I wasn't hit in the first time, I was hit at the second time, and now here I set out once so I can get hit in my proper group again, which will be the next time. And as you can see, it's basically doing damage. What is happening here also with our healers is they are using their big cooldowns whenever one of these charges went through to top us all off. As you can see here, we take quite a lot of damage after these charges, and it's quite a lot of healing required. And also with these patches, if you don't have enough damage and you get around, well, you have a few seconds in the middle left, but at some point there wouldn't be any room left for him to go, so you would stand inside the patches. As you can see here, I can't soak it up, so I had to move through these patches, and they did quite a lot of damage. So that's something to watch out for. If he wouldn't have been killed here now, it would have been difficult, because we would have had to pull him inside, and there you only have a few seconds, or maybe at the tops half a minute left to kill him before he puts pools in there too, and you basically all die. But this worked perfectly, and Ursak is dead, and the next boss is awaiting in the next video. I hope I see you guys then. Thanks for watching this episode of World of Warcraft. If you liked it, be sure to leave a comment or click that like button. And if you never want to miss an episode again, be sure to subscribe, and also check me out on Twitch, where I'll be live streaming my upcoming World of Warcraft raids and some other games. Links are in the description below.